Owen Jones is back on RAW Grappling Championship, and he's here with me today. Good afternoon, Owen. How you doing, man?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's great to be here, and
Nice.
I'm a huge fan. Listen, I want to go straight back to RAW Grappling Championship 1. You were the winner at Blue Belt. There was an incredible tournament performance, and there was a bunch of things that stuck out to me because I talked to Elaine Pozo, your coach, and all these words start with P because that performance was preposterous. You're a prodigy, man. I mean, you're a real prospect, and hearing about Alain's perspective on you, watching you perform, seeing you beat Devontae Johnson Rose in the final, how did you feel about that day? Because I was impressed.
I felt, to be honest, I thought it was amazing. Like my performance on that day, I was like extremely satisfied with my jiu-jitsu. I think I went out there and did what I was like there to do. Like I came out practicing leg locks the whole time before. That was my main goal. I went in there and I felt that's what I was attacking the majority of the time. And then Devontae as well. He's a good blue belt, massive. And I was like worried going into that match. Maybe he's too big. I won't be able to get in on the legs. And then managed to secure the win, taking it back. So no, it was good. It was an amazing event. I loved it. Nice.
Yeah. And I remember because he was kind of going for Keizagatami on you, and then you came out the back door, grabbed his back, sunk the choke in. Did you see it happen in that way? Did you think it was going to be a leg lock or get to his back?
I felt that I had to go for the back. I felt there was no possible, I thought he was too big for me to be able to enter on the legs and get anything going because he could just sink super heavy. So I thought I'd have to use my speed to somehow get to the back. And then the minute he made the mistake and exposed too much, I just capitalized on it and jumped straight on it. So that was the only possible way to really win that match.
Yeah, no, and I get it. Do you think, because some people look at that kind of style and they have undoubtedly watched you, and I've seen some of your moves, man. I mean, stacking a guy standing, passing, letting him give you the arm, and then falling back into an arm lock. I mean, it's kind of this new school jiu-jitsu approach. Is that a fair way to describe your style?
Yeah, I try to go for the most entertaining approach for jiu-jitsu. I feel like, especially more so in the gi, because no gi, I feel like no matter what you're doing, it's usually quite entertaining and people can understand. Whereas in the gi, it can get super boring. Whereas I feel like to make jiu-jitsu grow as a sport, it has to be entertaining, right? So stacking them flying arm bars, all this loose Toriando passing, making people panic and lots of movement is more entertaining than just sitting in lapel 50-50 for 6 minutes. So that's my plan.
I love it too. I mean, that makes me, as someone who covers the sport and covers a lot of different martial arts, excited, because that's, I think, what people want to see when they watch this, for the appreciation that comes from seeing truly spectacular moves. Because like I said, that performance was preposterous. Do you does that go through your head before you walk out and fight, or what is it that you kind of sit out there and think when the referee says go?
To be honest, it's changed a lot over time. Towards the start, it was more lots of nerves and just hoping to win. And now it's just, I don't really care about the result as long as, one, I do good jiu-jitsu, and two, I'm entertaining. That's all I'm thinking about. Trying to hit crazy submissions, sub of the night, all of this crazy stuff, trying to get the crowd going. And that's it. Just being happy as well, not even overcomplicating it, stressing about it. I feel people do that a lot when they go to competition. They put loads of pressure on themselves and people putting pressure on them. Whereas no matter the result, just go out there and do your jiu-jitsu, right?
Do your coaches agree with that?
Yeah, they kind of to a slim point, to a point. They feel like winning is very important and securing points. They think should be doing that a lot more as well, instead of trying to lose side control for a flying armbar. They think so I just slow down sometimes and just secure positions, which is fair enough.
I hear you. I mean, I had a coach I remember back in the day. He said, you can't just go out and go fishing, because I'm one of those guys that I like to go fishing, man. I like to have options. Yeah. I'm a fan of guys like Eric Paulson, for example, who are just very option oriented. But on the flip side, you can't discount the passing game. Is the no-gi game your favorite?
Ooh, I don't know. It's interesting. I do prefer training in the gi because I feel it's more complicated and there's more options. But I do find no gi is more entertaining. Like there's less times where like you get stuck in a certain position. Like there's always movement and there's always like things, options to do. Whereas the gi, sometimes you can literally just get trapped and there's almost nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Yeah. That makes sense. And I meant to say not the passing game, the points game, right? Because position is really important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you get, especially from the pace of gi and the types of things you deal with grips and so on, where those pivotal decisions are really consequential. And you've got to think about that. You can't just be thinking, I want to get the highlight reel of the night, because at the end of the day, you got to win rounds. And especially covering MMA, I feel like guys who have mastered those skills and bring it into MMA, it pays dividends. Talk to me a little bit about the background and the coaching and the support you've been getting from ZR Team. I mentioned Elaine, Apex Jiu Jitsu as well. You've highlighted. You have an incredible support network behind you. And I didn't know about that going into Raw 1, but seeing you perform, it makes a great deal of sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's crazy because basically just before lockdown, I was just training normally, like here and there, like going to school, coming back, going to train like kids classes and then adults. And then the minute lockdown hit, the end of lockdown, I was invited to come train at ZR. So I went there with two of my friends, which was David, who is my professor now, and then Elliot, who's a very close friend of mine. Then we went to ZR, and they ended up opening their place here at Apex. So they invited me to come here, let me start teaching, like bringing training partners for me, people my weight, people super high level for me to train with and build myself up, and establish like a really good training program here, helping me get sponsorships and like helping me go to like the main stages, for instance, World, Europeans, and Worlds again. And then obviously getting me on, like Alan's getting me on shows like RAW Grappling. Also got Polaris coming up, and then the next Raw July 3rd. So for sure, there's like a massive, like my support network is amazing, and I feel truly blessed to have these people around for sure.
It's important. It's one of the most important things, I think, because you get the professional decision-making behind you, and then you can focus on what's most important in your own development because you've got other people helping orchestrate those things. When did you start?
I started when I was 13, so like 5 years ago.
You frustrated you're still a blue belt?
Not really. There's a few things that need to be done, I feel, before the purple comes along. For a quadruple gold is needed. An IBJJF quadruple gold is the plan.
It makes sense. Hopefully. You just got back from the Worlds. Tell me about that.
Oh, it was good. I obviously didn't get a result I wanted, like third place. It's not awful, but obviously I was aiming for the gold, right? My performance on the day, I felt I could have done much better, but I was still relatively happy with my jiu-jitsu. Had 5 matches, won 4, and then lost a third, but obviously by triangle. Come back to mention, but no, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a nice experience for sure. Learning.
We'll talk about that again in a second. But I'm curious, looking back on this 5 years ago, how about 10 years in the future? Where do you see yourself?
10 years. In hopefully black belt world champ is the main goal. Maybe ADCC world champ as well. If things go well, stay dedicated. That's the plan.
Do you think people are learning and progressing faster than ever today compared to say 10 or 15 years ago? Because I remember watching. I'm gonna throw out a comparison here. The Ruotolo brothers. I watched the match against one of them fought Gary Tonin, and
yes,
scary, right?
Yes.
15 years to get a black belt, and I think they were promoted at 18. You got to be 19 normally under IBJJF rules, right? But Galvao promoted them after I think getting 1 and 2 at Brown, and. Do you think you could be in that same kind of conversation?
Hopefully in the future for sure, but definitely it's progressing crazy. You got Mika Galvao, you got all of these guys. Like Mika just won Worlds at 18, Rotola's Silver, just lost to Mika Galvao. Both of them, 18, 19 in the final. And you also got Cole Abate, who's doing bits on the scene. I'm coming. Cole's definitely on route. Don't worry about that one. Soon come. Hopefully the match with Cole will be coming up, but hopefully I can put myself up with those guys. Sure, that's the plan at least. Get myself up on par with them.
And you left school. You told me you left school during COVID. The GCSEs kind of fizzled their way out, and
Yeah.
you never went back to school. Was that an easy decision?
Um, it was before it, like I was contemplating going back to do some like sports science or just follow into like some college stuff. But then like Elliot, who's one of my close friends, just like gave me an option just to come to Apex and just like train full time, teach. And like as soon as the option was given, I felt it was like the easiest decision of my life. Just yeah, I'm in, locked in for sure. Didn't really even have to think about it. But,
What do your parents think?
they're very supportive about it, actually. Yeah, my dad helps a crazy amount, like taking me to competitions because he was one of the main reasons why I started jiu-jitsu, and then he's just following, like he's supporting me like 1,000% the whole time. So I really, very appreciate that as well.
Do you ever doubt your decisions?
No, definitely no, not yet at least. I think everything's going according to plan.
And do you think there's luck or fate involved, or is it just down to hard work and creating your own opportunities?
There's always an element of luck, I feel, with everything. Like even like because like worlds per se, there was always an element of luck. Like maybe I could have got gold, maybe I didn't. There's luck. Like things could have happened before to stop me from going to world. Maybe there was one Brazilian in Brazil, featherweight blue belt, who's like 10 times better than everyone, but then he couldn't get there because X, Y, Z. So I'm definitely in a lucky position as well. Finding something that I love at such a young age as well. Like there's for sure elements of luck. But then also without the dedication, without the hard work, nothing can come without that, right?
And do you think it's do you wake up in the morning and do you think about that? Are you really, really, really strict in your routine? You mentioned diet isn't always on point, but do you have like a set micro series of goals every day, every week, every month? Are you just kind of just trying to get a little bit better every day and see where it goes?
Yeah.
How structured is it?
My days are very structured. I try to stick to the like waking up same time every day. So like obviously 2 days a week I teach at 7 o'clock at Apex. So I live quite far away. So instead of just waking up early on the 2 days, I try to wake up every day like 5:45, and then go to teach, train same time every day, teach, and like keep everything strict and keep following it, because I know that there are like a lot of people who would kill to have the same opportunity I have, and like who am I to just throw it out the window when I've got this massive sport network, right? So gotta keep everything in line.
It's very admirable. Do you think you'd ever do anything other than grappling? Would you ever think about MMA or anything like that?
At the minute, no, but we'll see what the future holds. But I have no plans of doing any MMA at the minute. Jiu-Jitsu only.
Let's talk about July 3rd, RAW Grappling Championship 2. You are facing GB Sutton's Corey Cooper. We had a little chat with head coach Thomas Brasher a couple of days ago, and he said the same thing is going to happen to you that happened at the Worlds. You're going to lose via triangle to Corey Cooper. Your response to that, sir?
Oh, we will see. I don't know. I do not think that's how it's going to go. I believe it will be a very entertaining match. I believe people should keep their eyes open. The submission of the night. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to keep it a secret. But it's going to be mental. I'm telling you. If it goes the way it's planned, it'll be a crazy night for sure. Like guaranteed sub of the night.
Do you have a game plan for Corey?
I have a very strict game plan. There is a game plan set up in place for the whole match. I've planned out the whole match. I know exactly how it's going to go. We got to keep it a secret, otherwise.
How do you go about putting together a game plan?
Well, I mean, I've fought him before, so I know how he feels, what his style is, how he wants to do jiu-jitsu. And I just believe at the minute, he's just not ready. Just not ready for me yet. Maybe in the future, but at the minute, don't believe he's ready.
You got to give me more than that, though. You got to tell me. You've been watching tape. You've probably been writing things down. You're probably thinking about things when you put your head on the pillow at night. Tell me some more, man. You got to be a little bit more clear for us, because people are going to watch this. They're going to know why they need to go out and watch Owen Jones beat Corey Cooper on July 3rd. Tell me why.
But if I tell you why, he's gonna try and do everything he can to avoid getting caught with the submission. The submission of the night, I guaranteed. I promise it's going to be entertaining the whole match. I'm not going to be stalling. I'm not going to sit anywhere. I'm just going to attack. Even if I'm getting stuff from my back, attacking wrist locks, anything. I'm not going to stop attacking until I get this submission as well. I will not accept another submission.
Yeah. Do you give Corey any credit in his own skills? Does he have any good attributes, would you say?
I believe he's fairly strong. When I fought him, I thought that was the one thing I felt. He's got relatively good top pressure. Wasn't out of this world, but I felt it was like decent. But then Tom Bracher did say that his no-gi was another level, so we'll have to see what happens.
Do you have anything to say to Tom Bracher as coach?
I'm looking forward to watching his match against Lucas Barboza. Hopefully he doesn't tap the pressure from the body lock. Hopefully your ribs are healed up nice from welds, obviously. Don't get your guard pass and start tapping. That's all I'm trying to say. You got to survive the top pressure from Lucas Barboza, and then I believe in you.
How do you think that match goes then? Is that the breakdown? Is it just about pressure and top control between those guys, or what do you look out for as a fan?
Well, between them two, I feel like whoever gets top position is for sure going to win the match. Because I feel like the minute Lucas Barboza's on top, he's just an animal. Just smashes body lock passes straight to the mount, armbar from mount, really good rear naked chokes, and crazy good top pressure. And the same with Tom, he's got really good guard, some guard passing. I haven't seen too much of his guard. I've seen a little bit of in the gi, and it looks like he's got a lasso in the gi, which is quite good, but I don't know how that plays into his no-gi game. But I believe, and I've seen Lucas Barboza, he doesn't do that much guard, so I believe whoever's on top is going to be positionally dominant and going to win the match.
And who are your favorite fighters, would you say? Is there anybody in particular that you really like their style in this game?
In Jiu-Jitsu or on the card?
In general, in Jiu-Jitsu, in grappling.
Fabricio Andre.
Okay.
Fabricio Andre is my favorite grappler, ever. I feel like that's what I want my Jiu-Jitsu to be. I feel like he doesn't stall. He's always entertaining. He's always trying to pass the guard, go for crazy takedowns, jumping on submissions, doing crazy stuff. Also, I do enjoy watching Gabriel Souza. He's a very good one. I've trained with him before. Very, very good as well. Extremely fun to train with and extremely good at Jiu-Jitsu. So, and a very nice person in general. So yeah, those are the ones, my two favorites for sure.
Is this all you do then? Is this the only thing you do? Watching Jiu-Jitsu on YouTube, reading, writing, studying, waking up, training? Or do you have other things that occupy the mind of Owen Jones and life of Owen Jones?
Play a little bit of Call of Duty, a little bit of Warzone. Want to some PS, maybe some Apex here and there. But mainly just Jiu-Jitsu and video games. That's the lifestyle. Video games keeps me sane.
I love it, man. Well, listen, the 17-year-old Owen Jones, did I get that right?
Yes, indeed.
The 17-year-old Owen Jones. Listen, man, it's been the beginning of a beautiful conversation. And as I said, I'm a huge fan, man. I love your style. I love your approach. I love your mindset. I think you're in a great place. I think you're a real credit to the scene here and the richness of the scene here in the UK. I'm going to give you a couple of final shout outs. Let's give one to Corey Cooper. Go.
Well, what? Am I calling him out? Corey, you best be ready for a war. The submission of the night. It's going to be a long day for you. I'm sorry, my friend. That's all I got to say. Hopefully he's going to be ready. And then Tom Bracher, it's your fault. You set this up. When your boy gets pumped up, just know it's on you. You set him up for this, not me. All right,
you heard it there. Biblical words and predictions from Owen Jones. The second shout out. Listen, I know you've got a great team behind you, an incredible support network. Plug them all right here, right now.
Elliot, we love that. My professor, David Cartwright, he has been a massive help as well. Obviously, Alan Poser and my teammates, Hedge. And on that card as well, Gabriel Souza, versus Ashley Williams. Watch out for that match. That's going to be a war for sure. Can't wait. Let me see.
All right. Owen Jones. That's Owen Jones. He's fighting Corey Cooper. It's on Flow Grappling. You can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on YouTube. Owen, where can we follow you?
Owen Jones BJJ, Instagram, or TikTok, same. Owen Jones BJJ. Jump on it.
Boom. There we go. Owen Jones, thanks
Done.
for coming on today, man. I look forward to seeing you very soon at the weigh-ins. We're going to have a chat there, I hope.
Nice. Thank you for having me, bro.
All right.
Appreciate
Take care.
it.